Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today what I'm going to be showing you is my daughter's nails. She'd been wearing them for about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm just clipping off the rhinestones. Some of them were a little difficult to come off, but I will be linking everything that I used down below. For the new set. She wanted something Valentine's for her birthday, and just real simple. But sorry it's been so long that I've done a video. I just have a lot going on. So after I finally get the last rhinestone off, I did lose the footage of me like filing down most of her bulk. So here I'm just going in with this little cuticle bit. I love it to get around the free edge to get off all that dead skin, so we won't get as much lifting when using your acrylic. And you want to make sure that it is flat laying down when you're going around. Sorry guys, I'm a little out of frame in some places and you can see me adjusting her hand. But you just want to make sure that the tip is flat and round, or flat against the nail bed, so that way you don't get any rivets, or they call it firing, or rings of fire. Sorry guys, it's been a while. And so I'm only going to show you one hand, so that way the video is not as long. And some of her skin is a little bit stubborn, and sometimes you do have to work with it. This video is sped up, so again it wouldn't be that long. And then I just go in with my sanding band, about 5,000 RPMs. And I just want to make sure I get whatever I had left of the lifting, and then just whatever left of the skin on the natural nail. And you want to make sure that the natural nail is not shiny, to get off most of your oils and things like that. So when you do apply your acrylic, it has something to adhere to. You don't want to put a lot of pressure, because again you can make rings of fire. And then the next portion that's coming up right now, I just go in with my cuticle nippers. And you just want to make sure that you get whatever cuticles are around. Now as you can see, I'm only clipping like what's white, because that is pretty much part of the dead skin. You want to be very, sorry guys, that was my dog. You want to be very careful when doing this part, because if you do get some of the live skin, you can cause your client to bleed, and that can cause infection, things like that. Your client doesn't want to leave bloody. So here again, I guess I lost a video of me applying acrylic to the pinky, but we're starting on the ring finger. It's okay. And with this bead, it was a little too runny, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and work with it. I'm going to show y'all how you can just really fix it and keep going with it. So you just want to, don't apply too much pressure, because if you do apply too much pressure, you're just going to bring that bulk, well, that amount of product right off the natural, or your nail. And then I do have to go in with the second bead, and it's okay if you do have to go in with more than one bead. That's fine. You have to do whatever works for you. And then I'm just slowly smoothing, and make sure your brush is wet, so that way your acrylic is not sticking to your brush. When I was first starting out, that's something that would happen to me, is I would work with the dryer brush, or I didn't know how to work as fast, and how to keep you don't need to dip the whole brush in the monomer. You can just dip the tip. But like this bead was a lot better, so you don't really see any running and things like that. Also, the temperature of your room is going to depend on how fast your acrylic will dry. But as you can see here, just was a real simple application. Not like the ring finger. The ring finger was a little bit more runny. but again, you're just patting, placing. You just want to slowly push it into the cuticle area, that way it doesn't flood it, and then just slowly pull it back, or slowly pull it to the tip of the nail. And then just make sure that when you're looking at it from all angles, there's no bumps on your nail. And you don't want a really bulky nail because you don't want to spend most of your time there filing. Once you're done with your application, you see how, okay, it's a little bit runny, right? So you just go in and push it back into the nail. That's no problem. And again, I go out of frame. But this is how it looks after I've finished just the application. I have not filed yet. This is only application. So the next part, I am going in with my file. I have no idea what grits these are. I usually just buy different ones, and depending if how bad the client's nails are will depend on what grit I have to use. You kind of want to make sure you do kind of hold part of their nail because it could hurt. And then I'm just going underneath with the file to make sure that when it did grow, that it is going to be flush with the new nail that's coming out from and I lost my train of thought. From the new, that way the new growth and the old growth do match. I'm just going in, just making sure that they are even and stuff like that. And you want to kind of make sure that the way, you don't want to file too much on one side. You want to go kind of back and forth so that way your nail's not all crazy and lopsided and all to one side. And then you just want to kind of keep looking. So you see how I kind of keep turning my client's finger to keep looking to make sure that it is straight and things like that, because you want to look at it from different angles, because their point of view is different from how you're seeing it, how it is at the way you look at it. So yeah, I'm just gonna let y'all keep watching. Well, I'm almost done anyways with filing, and you want to kind of hold your client's nail because you don't want them to be all over the place, and you want to make sure that you do not cut them, because you can easily cut them, especially if you're using a lower grit file. And then again, I just hold it like that so that way I'm not hurting them when I'm filing, to make sure I get those sharp, crisp, like the straight line. Usually I flip their hand the other way and I do it, but this client, she's very, very, very sensitive. So this is what it looks like after I'm done filing. Well, just pretty much shaping. Now I'm going to go in and do the filing and making sure that there's no lumps, bumps, and I'm going around the cuticle area. With this, it's not a safety bit, so I go about 5,000 RPMs, and I want to make sure that if I had any product that flooded the cuticle, I want to make sure that I do close all of those crevices, so that way there's no lifting at that point. Now, sorry. See, I went and pushed the skin back so I wouldn't go over the skin or cut it, because again, this is, if you're not an expert or if you haven't practiced with an e-file, please use a safety bit, because again, this is not a safety bit, and you want to just make sure that you're going over. To kind of like know how to do this, I would practice on yourself or a mannequin, so that way you know, okay, well, how close can I get, or where does the barrel kind of end, so you know how close you can get to the skin without like damaging it and things like that. And also practice on yourself, like, no, okay, wow, I can only spend this much time near this area, let me start moving to another area and things like that. Or let me hold back the skin if this would be easier for them, so that way you don't get anything near the skin. But as you can see, it'll make it so smooth. This is one of my favorite bits. I will link it down below. And then I just go this is about 8,000 RPMs. and I'm just going to make sure, smoothing it out, things like that, making sure there's no lumps and bumps, making sure that I go ahead and blend my cuticle area to my apex, and then I just want to make sure that there's no product underneath the nail as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all finish watching me file, and then I will come back. Alright guys, so I'm coming in with Igel Beauty shellac polish or gel polish in Champagne Toast, I believe. And the reason why we're doing this is because I didn't have a light enough pink for the color that she actually wanted, and it was a fill, and if I filed all the way down, I kind of didn't want to waste all that product when I knew I could just probably paint it and we could get the color that she wanted and things like that, and that way it wouldn't take as long. So here I'm just polishing. Again, your first coat doesn't need to be perfect because you are going to go in with either 2 or 3 coats depending on how sheer your gel polish is. And what I've also learned is it's okay if it's a little bumpy and things like that. You can always go in with a buffer and just make sure you buff it out and things like that, or to keep the shape of your nail crisp, you can do that as well. And then I just cure that in the light for, I want to say I cured it for 90 seconds. And then I'm going in with another coat of it, and then you just want to make sure that you're being careful, getting around, making sure that you have all your sides covered. People think that painting is a real easy task, but it's actually not. It does require some patience and things like that, and you don't have to be too hard on yourself. If you can't paint, you will get the hang of it, and always just keep like a brush. I do mess up a little bit and I get it on the cuticle, and that's alright. I left that in there so that way y'all can see. Everybody makes mistakes, but it's how you deal with them after is what's, see right there, I just went ahead and just went way off into nowhere land. But I just go in with a little brush, clean it up real fast, no big deal. So now I've already cured that. I did wipe it off the tacky layer with some acetone, and now I'm just going in with Igel Beauty gel paint in Red Cherry, and I'm just doing her design that she wanted. When it comes to like doing circles, I find that using this dotting tool or writing is a lot better than actually using a gel paintbrush. I can use this a whole lot better than trying to use a gel paintbrush. And when you're trying to save time as well, if you're using one tool, it's a little bit better. Sorry, I was out of frame. So as you can see, I just did the dotting tools, and I'm just making my heart. And then I did put that in there for 90 seconds to cure. And again, you can see how I feel like when I'm using a gel brush to try to do a circle, it's a little bit harder. I'm not even gonna lie. With this heart, you can see, okay, you know, you always don't get it perfect, and it's alright. So you just go in and just keep messing with it, and then it's okay if you messed up, because you can go in again with another brush and clean it up. Alright guys, well that's gonna be concluding my video. If you did like this video, please give it a like, please subscribe, and stay tuned for my channel for more videos. And this is going to be the final product. Thanks for watching.